Check this out for PB2X this week. We'll see who puts the world in cup competition, show you how to advance, and get X-rated. Won't you come along? Hey everybody, welcome to Paintball 2Xtremes and Disney's Wide World of Sports, home of the 2004 PSP World Cup. Paintball's taken over the globe, and a big reason is a part of the sport they call X-Ball. We've got tons of X-Ball for you today, and we've got tons of fun in, well, teaching you how to stay healthy, or at least trying to help you stay healthy, but that's not all. Of course it's not. What do you say we go check in with Jen Pierce and see what else is in store?
James, when they call it the World Cup, that is not just for hype. It truly is the World Cup, and what that means is there are players and spectators from all over the globe, and we're going to get a chance to meet some of those guys. We're also going to be introduced to some hot new equipment out there on the market and talk some tech. But I want to watch the X-Ball, so let's go check in with James and JJ.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Jen. You better buckle that seatbelt because you're looking at Infamous, the bad boys of X-Ball here at the World Cup, taking on the Russian Legion to the right.
There's Andy Kopkock breaking to the 50, the X, really able to get aggressive in X-Balls. The things about X-Balls, you can go fast, you can go hard early on, you play for points, you can be more aggressive than you can in 5 or 10 man, and we're seeing it here.
Exactly, the players love it, and you just slip up once or twice in 5 or 10 man, you're done for the day. But X-Ball, you get a few shots at it, don't you, JJ?
Absolutely, if you get shot out, it's not a big deal. As long as your team can score the points and can keep the momentum on their side, that's what you're trying to do here. We saw Russian Legion actually have a completely different thought process. They stacked up the center back and kind of loaded up defensively and went after Infamous. Infamous was a little more aggressive in coming out after a Russian Legion by taking the field.
Well, and showing you just how aggressive they are. They've cleaned the field. That's 1 point, one of many points to come. And look who's leading the charge right here. Mr. Bob Long, the Intimidator, the coach for Infamous.
Yeah, Bob stepped in to assist Infamous in this game against Russian Legion just as a favor to him. Doing a good job of coaching them there on the sidelines.
Gotta feel pretty good having him coaching you up. One team allowed each coach over there shouting, but all the fans trying to help these guys and girls out. There you see the fans and the players both really love this fast sport.
They sure do. As you can see here, Russian Legion loaded up the right side of their field. So they don't have anybody on the left. They put all 5 to the right. They're really looking at that snake, trying to get in the snake, trying to work the snake area. Infamous matches up with 3 there. They've sent 1 to the snake now. And Infamous has a snake. Russian Legion has 1 in the snake. The 2 are working with each other.
There's over the shoulder of the Russian coach, Bob Long's counterpart. And the Infamous guy is gone. So now Russia owns the snake, JJ.
That's right. Russia has control of the snake. This is critical. Infamous needs to counter that as quickly as they can.
Well, they take a back player out right here. There's the lone guy for the Russian Legion. And look, here comes Chris Lasoya.
There you go. Chris takes him out. He was cleaned the snake up. He realized the snake could cause potential damage. Even though he gets shot out, he does his job and takes the snake with him.
So they'll take that 1-for-1 trade?
Anytime. Taking away the critical position was very important to Chris. He had to do that.
And he took away that angle. So got rid of the guy that had him flanked, and Russian Legion charges on, and there's Brandon Lambertson still charging on for Infamous.
Yeah, Brandon's a little better position here. He's standing, he's closer up the field. Russian Legion's bottled up in the corner, and he's gone.
And he's gone along with all of his other guys back to the dead box, and 2 points early in this critical matchup, the semifinals, Infamous and Russian Legion, who will move on to take on Dynasty X-Ball all day long on Paintball 2Xtremes. We got you covered.
One thing that makes X-Ball so exciting is that the game is often won in 60 seconds or less. That is if the team is bold enough or skilled enough. And our experts are certainly a bold bunch whenever they're trying to pull off a 1-minute review. Let's see if they're skilled as well.
My name is Laurent Amé. I work for a company called Adrenaline Games. We are the world's leading manufacturer of inflatable products for paintball. Today, our obstacles are made with river raft material. Very simple. We have a plug here that we protect to avoid the paint to damage the plug. We inflate the obstacle through the plug and we deflate from here. We fix the obstacles with pegs. We have here an elastic and a strap to fix on the floor. We can use also water. We have different systems. We can fix the obstacle everywhere, on grass, on concrete, on the carpet. At the same time, we have developed a new process since 1998, which is the numeric printing. Numeric printing allowed us to print picture. We are not limited by the number of colors, so we can have 5, 6, 8, 10 colors. Thanks also to the numeric, what we are doing today is we are doing field for scenario games. War field, we do apocalyptic fields, we do also western field, that you can put everywhere and match with your scenario game.
Now that's a lot to cover in 60 seconds, isn't it? We got a few more minutes left in the show, 22 give or take. So a lot more fun, a lot more X-Ball action, and we'll meet some players that have crisscrossed the globe to get here to Orlando for the World Cup. You don't want to miss it. Stay right there. Paintball 2Xtremes is brought to you by National Paintball Supply, the world's largest paintball supplier. By Bob Long, the man behind the world-renowned Intimidator. And by 32 Degrees, cool as ice. Oh, what's going on? Welcome back to Paintball 2Xtremes. I'm James Bates, stretching here with a few of the Aftershock guys. They know what's up, but not everybody knows that you need to stretch and you need to stay loose before you get out there and hit that paintball field. That's why right now we take you to the safety zone with JJ Brookshire to tell you all about that. And 1 and 2, come on, JJ, you're beautiful. And, well, you'll play some beautiful paintball if you get loose before you get out there. Stretch a little bit and loosen up. You can't just go out like any other sport. You can't just go out and just run into it. You got to get loose and get warm before you go out.
That's right. It's always a good idea to stretch, keep yourself in shape, even train a little bit. It's not a bad idea to do a little jogging, ride a bike some, keep yourself in shape. So when you get out on the field, it's not new to your body to suddenly exercise. You'd be amazed the amount of exercise involved in playing, and you don't think about it when you play. It's only afterwards when you may pull a muscle or strain something and get home and realize, you know, I can't play again for a while because I'm really beat up. So prepare for it. Train, stretch. It'll keep you in a safe way.
Well, while exercising before you play is obviously important, you can't just rely on game day calisthenics to stay in shape. So I got to wondering, what do some of these World Cup athletes do for their training regimens?
I ride my bike like twice a week, do whatever, running sometimes.
Some of the guys do a lot of cardio stuff.
Run and jump rope and do stuff like that.
We exercise 3 to 4 times a day.
Treadmill and the gym.
You gotta run a lot, maybe 3 to 5 miles a week.
Just push-ups and stuff.
10 miles maybe if you're good.
I don't work out. I'd love to say I did, but I'm lazy. In the off-season, I'm snowboarding or a lot of yoga. Very flexible.
Well, as a personal trainer myself, I have to say that I do agree with some of those exercise regimens, but some might be just a little too bizarre. But what do you say? Let's throw a little bit more X-Ball your way.
What I want you to do next time, if I call center, I want you to just bring your gun up there and mow him right down.
Bob Long, the Intimidator, coaching up Infamous at halftime. Our first second half battle here between the Russian Legion and Infamous. Infamous leading 4-3 in the semifinals. The winner goes on to take on Dynasty.
Yeah, we've seen that Russian Legions have kind of figured this game out a little better against Infamous. They're playing defensively and then counter-punching. They're taking a little more time on the points. And as we've seen here, they've scored 3 points to Infamous's 2 since the first 2 scores.
And that's the beauty of X-Ball. You saw Infamous jump out to a quick 2-game lead, and you can fight right back. Not like the 5 and 10 man, 1 and you're done. You keep on going with that running clock, and they're loving it here in Orlando. The World Cup 2004.
Here we have Kirill Pragini. He's at the 50, and Russia also has someone in the snake now. Great angles for the Legion.
And one less Infamous player because of it. And now they're all done. There goes Chris Lasoya. A couple bonus balls for you, big boy. And the Russian Legion has just tied this sucker up. 4-4 in the Pro X-Ball semifinals. And there you see a lot of respect between these two teams and a lot more X-Ball between these two to come in the show.
Imagine the intensity and the emotion that's on the field and then coming off the field to a 5-month-old in between games. I'm with Charity Nunn of the Oklahoma Legion. Tell me what that's like.
It's definitely a balancing act between playing and taking care of Alex, but it's all possible with family and friends and the support of the team. I mean, a typical day actually starts before the day starts. And then we come to the field and we play, and then when I walk off, you'll see me walking him around with the stroller, you know, singing him to sleep basically. And then it's back on the field, game face and goggles on, ready to play again.
Awesome. Well, motherhood and paintball, what a crazy combination. But don't go away, we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, to Paintball 2Xtremes, and hold on tight. Our coverage of X-Ball semifinals here at the World Cup 2004 continues. Infamous on the right, the Russian Legion on the left. When we last saw these two teams, they were knotted up at 4-4. Now with 2:23 remaining in these X-Ball semifinals, the Russian Legion is down 2 games and 2 points, 7-5, and there goes one Russian Legion player down.
Yeah, here Infamous really needs to try to hold on to the clock. They need to work the clock. There's 2 minutes, 23 seconds left. They're up by 2 points. They need to try to cross up the field, play some defense. This is not their strong suit. They're a very aggressive team. This may be difficult for them.
Just like every other sport, you got to have a good offense and a good defense. And right now, there you see that Infamous team sitting back on their heels on the defensive, and Russian Legion trying to make a little move.
One interesting thing, James, they're really shooting that to their right. They're shooting towards the snake, watching the snake hard. And they may be ignoring the rest of the field. This could be detrimental to them. We'll see how it works out.
Well, here goes that snake. The Russian Legion owns the snake and advances up to the 50, and there goes an Infamous player down.
He shot out the only Infamous player that seemed to be looking to his left. This could be critical. We'll see what happens.
Oh, Chris Lasoya, you think he's gone?
Chris is definitely gone. And their left side broke down.
So not only is it a point, but it's a fast point, and they hang the flag. Okay, now, 46 seconds left. And one more look at Chris Lasoya.
A few extra balls.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Around this time of year, it's good to get a Christmas bonus, usually, unless you're in the paintball profession. A little bonus for Chris Lasoya. So 46 seconds left. Could this be the final game? Could it tie it all up? If so, we'll go to overtime. The Russian Legion has got to step up, and they charge hard right off the break.
They are charging hard, and they're charging on their right side, which is Infamous's left. They've seen a scene here that Infamous is not paying attention to, and Infamous is paying for it once again.
Well, Lasoya pays. They're all paying attention to that snake, and now all eyes are on the Russian Legion. One guy left for Infamous. It's Brandon Lambertson. He's gone, and the Russians have done it. The Russians have come back, tied it at 7-7. How much time will be left? 15 seconds, and we'll have all the drama for you later in the show. These guys got their game on, and now we must too.
I'm Ryan Gray from Texas Storm, and today we're going to talk about proper advancing techniques. In proper advancing techniques, you want to make sure you have your gun up. So when you start at a bunker like this, or a stand-up, or anything else, when you come out, you want to have gun up, you're looking at the whole field. So as you move, you have 2 choices here. You can put your gun down and run. If you have a couple of people shooting at you, maybe a good idea to go as fast as you can. At this point, though, we're going to do it with our gun up. So we have our gun up like this, and we go boom, 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 boom. We want to keep our gun a little bit low so we can see the whole field. We don't want that hopper blocking our whole face. So you come to here, bang, 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 and then you immediately go around the outside, just in case there might be another move. All right? So you have 2 choices. You can go gun up or gun down. If we would have come here, gun down, we might have to slide. If you're going to slide, practice that at home. You don't want to injure yourself.
Whether it's 5-man, 10-man, or X-Ball, the love of this game has circled the planet. And each year, the number of teams from outside the USA has grown, and it gives the World Cup an Olympic-like flavor.
Our northern neighbors are probably closest to the USA in paintball fever and success.
We actually put out quite a lot of pro players. We've got probably 10 guys that are pro that can almost make a living off of paintball that come from Vancouver.
Down below the border in Mexico, the paintball gospel is spreading thanks to some extra efforts by the sports ambassadors.
National Paintball Supply with Paolo Desi, they arrived to Mexico City, and he make a great effort this year to make the paintball more popular and cheaper, and the quality of the tournaments are very good. You know, they bring guys like Chris Lasoya, AJ, Brandon, and those kind of guys to teach us how to play paintball and to make more popular.
The Southern Hemisphere has also proven ripe for growth, and the leading Brazilian team at the World Cup is a combination of 2 teams, the Coyotes and the Mercenarios.
I think people still has that vision that sport in Brazil is still like a wood sport, you know, weekend warriors just hiding in the woods and playing paintball.
Brazil rules!
Europe is another hot spot for paintball growth, with field and tournaments sprouting up all over.
You see a lot more teams coming up. I think a year ago when we started, there were only 5 teams in Holland. And so over the past year, we gained 10 new teams, so that was a good to see.
So regardless of language or borders, paintball has become an international phenomenon that many hope will someday evolve into an Olympic sport.
You know, we're Paintball 2Xtremes on TV. Literally. You like that? Paintball on TV, the paintball's on the TV. But if you like your paintball in print, we've got that covered too. PB2X, the magazine, is always big time. The February issue of the magazine will include 5- and 10-man event coverage from here at the World Cup, a profile of the Russian Legion, and the no-nos of cheater boards. Check it out. Paintball 2Xtremes is brought to you by Diablo, play with fire. By Empire, it's a lifestyle. And by National Paintball Supply, the world's largest paintball supplier. Hey everybody, welcome back to Paintball 2Xtremes. I'm James Bates on the bad bike. Hey, what if Pee Wee Herman had one of these bikes in Pee Wee's Big Adventure? It's not for sale, Francis. Not for $1 billion trillion. I don't think Paul Rubens could have played that part. And I don't think Paul Rubens knows the tech speak like we do around here. I say, check this out. You know, it's not uncommon to see a beginning paintballer running around with a CO2 tank attached to the bottom of their marker. Not much to hold on to and kind of uncomfortable. So when they're ready to upgrade, well, Chris, they've got a few options, don't they?
That's right, James. They have a couple options, 3 of which I have right here in front of you. Very first thing you want to figure out is what kind of air source you want to go with. Do you want to stay with the CO2 or do you want to upgrade to the nitrogen or compressed air? In this case, if they stay with the CO2, a common option here is to put a gas-through grip on. This basically just takes the place of where the bottle used to be so they can mount the bottle at the bottom of the handle just for comfort reasons. Not effective as far as shot quantity or anything like that. Next for CO2 would be the expansion chamber, probably the most popular upgrade on any kind of marker. The expansion chamber has expansion slots in here that let the CO2 liquid turn back into air, giving you more shots per tank and a more consistent shot. Now, if they decide to upgrade to the nitrogen or compressed air, you're going to want to go with a regulator. A regulator is exactly that. It regulates the air that flows into the marker. If this particular marker is going to run at 750 psi, I'm going to set this regulator for exactly 750 psi, have no air loss, have the most consistent shots available.
And now's the time when you throw all that tech speak out the window, JJ, because it's gut check time. 15 seconds left on that clock. 7 for the Russian Legion, 7 for Infamous. Can somebody pull it off? Is it possible?
It's possible. They'll have to get really aggressive, go at it hard. Here they go. Here's Infamous. They're very good at this. Aggressive play is their style.
And it's the aggressive style that they lost there in the second half and gave the Russian Legion a chance. Here goes Chris Lasoya. Oh, he makes a run at it. He gets hit, the horn blows, the time runs out. Russian Legion players making sure everything's clean, and we're off to overtime. How's this for World Cup drama? And how's this for a comeback in the second half? The Russian Legion stepped up in a huge way.
Now, one thing we didn't really notice, but in the end of that last game, the final 15 seconds, Infamous puts a player in the penalty box. They get a 2-minute penalty. They're playing down a man.
Wow, so Infamous not only shorthanded, but they've got to get back to being aggressive. Time really not an issue right here. Who wins it is. Sudden death. The winner will go on in our next show to take on Dynasty in the finals. You're looking at the last match of the semifinals. We're in overtime, and this is fun.
This is fun. It's fun for the players. It's fun for the spectators. Russian Legion has somebody on the 50 there in the snake, and they're working the rest of their bunkers very well. Playing tight, a little bit conservative, now beginning to move forward.
Not sitting back in this overtime matchup. On the other hand, Infamous all bunkered down back in the backside of their field. And look, here comes the Russian Legion. One guy left. He's gone. It's Fedorov. We've seen him throughout the year. And there's the Russian coach pumping up the crowd. And for good reason. What a dramatic comeback. We'll see these guys taking on Dynasty next week on Paintball 2Xtremes. You guys like this X-Ball thing, huh? Yeah? Well, you like my ride even more. How about this? The PB2X Hummer. We got the website, the magazine, the TV show, and we've got you covered. We've also got you covered with X-Ball coverage, but there's so much X-Ball at the World Cup, we can't fit it all into one little show, so we got to carry it over to next week. More X-Ball and the collegiate end of X-Ball. You'll like that a lot. All you can handle, bro. For Jen Pierce, I'm James Bates. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.